Welcome back, guys, here to another episode of Gregtech Community Edition Modern. Last time we ended up doing ourselves some power stuff over in this dimension over here. We got ourselves up a... what is it called again? I forgot what it's actually called, but it's the Scheelite tungstic acid. So or it's our tungsten group. That's what it was. Okay. It looks like it's having a problem. So we want supply exact. This one is doing 6, so this one's got to do 7. That should work. You need it to not be supplying random amounts, I guess. Pull those out. Pop them back in. There we go. Now it's working properly. Okay. I did end up building one massive distillation tower. So we actually have it going through and making all of the byproducts currently from light fuel. So I built us a cracker. And I think I'm doing lightly cracked fuel, which I don't know how much energy it's consuming per tick. I know it's a little bit more, and if we increase the coil type, it'll actually be less energy per cycle. But we are cracking our light fuel into light. What is it called? Got too much stuff here that I was going through. I want to say it's lightly cracked. Ooh, if I could figure it out, that'd be great. Uses inlet cracker. Yes, lightly cracked steam. As I want it to kind of get more of this tooling, since we're using that to make ourselves the gasoline. And since one of the things I also had an issue with is without doing this, I wasn't able to autocraft up ender decks because I was using all of this through the ender fluid thing. And now I've actually got some reserves over here. So we're going to keep doing that. So we have the reserves over here until I get myself a heavy fuel cracker as well as a distillation tower to be able to kind of cycle back and forth between our heavy fuels naphtha just over in the other world. I don't know if we'll pipe this one over, as I do think it's more appropriate to be letting this stay over here, but we'll see. Today we are actually going to work on getting ourselves some materials, as we're down to just over a stack of copper, which is a bit of a problem. So to do that, we do need to get ourselves this bad boy, this advanced large miner. Now, if we go read our quest on it, so it does say, yeah, we admit this multi-block is entirely optional. Many playtesters kept using their HV single block miners and didn't run into any issues with regards to throughput. However, the large miner will further boost your returns when collecting ores from veins. Ores are mined as if they were macerated, but they yield 3 times as many crushed ores. You'll need to automate drilling fluid before you run this. You might also want to use Quantum Tunnel from AE2 and GTEU P2P tunnels to transfer items and provide power. So I don't have those parts set up yet, but I can get what I need to. I just have to grab this over here and get some gas turbines started. And since we have quite a bit of methane and other fuel sources to power that, I'm actually going to be able to use that pretty well to power this up. So I just got to get some gas turbines. Need 4 of them because it does have to be an IV or EV tier power. So we're going to use that through the HV energy hatches if it allows us. I really hope it does. If not, I do actually have an EV one set up. We just have to make ourselves a transformer to do so. But we do need to get these tungsten ingots, which I got, into our gear press, wherever that thing is at, right here. And we'll let that go through. I'm just going to go ahead and turn off the output so I can grab it again, because we're going to have to put that into a assembler with the program circuit 2 and all of the other components I have: a conveyor module, pumps, motors, tungsten gears, the IV circuits, titanium frames, and another EV machine hull. While those are working on their thing, though, we're going to come down here, and I got close to being able to automatically process and make some drilling fluid. So all we need to do to finish this up, we have lubricant in here. I have an infinite water frame that I'm going to go ahead and slap on. And I can't slap it on the front. Let's go ahead and put it back there. And then I guess the last thing I kind of wanted to be able to do is we're going to go ahead and... no, we're not going to break that yet. We need stone dust in there. So we're going to grab some stone dust and toss that on in. That should start making our drilling fluid. You make 500 buckets per one craft, and it does not use that much lubricant. It uses very little. As you can see, it's only 20 a piece. But we still want to wire this up here, as well as we can start getting ready to make this lubricant on demand. I want to see if I can make some... I think I actually have a few more export buses in my backpack. Do I? I do. I have 2 more. So, I want to get one set up right here. And this will make this a little bit of a tighter squeeze, but we got our talc out of there. Grab our backpack. Not backpack, of the chest. But we do need to get into our backpack for this cable. And we'll come around the front here, so we can get over there. And we can place a second one here. And say we want our talc. And the other one that lets us make lubricant is soapstone. So we want soapstone dust. Is it the soapstone dust? Yeah, it is. Okay. So there is that. What was the last one there? Didn't realize there was a third thing that you could make. Oh, just regular oil. Okay. I didn't know you could do it with just regular oil with soapstone. Can you do that with a... Oh, you can do it with regular oil for everything. That's fine. We are going to expand out a wood tar distillery at some point, and that can get pumped all of the creosote directly into here for this single case of using to be making the creosote, or the lubricant. But now that we've got the drilling fluid made, let's go check up on the last of the items we need over here. We've got our gear. Switch that back on so it can be enabled. And then on this number 2 machine, which should be this one, yep, we need all of our things: the machine hull, the frame, the circuits, the motor, the modules, the electric pumps, and the gears. Voltage tier too low. I am silly and thought that I could do it down here. I need to go down to the basement. Honestly, at this point, I can just get rid of those ladders. I want to be able to have a way to get up without power, but at the same time, it takes way too long to get up and down. So now on a 2, that now makes ourself that advanced miner. And it will get auto-ejected out So it will be up in the machine once it's done. And we can let that finish up while we set up our ender fluid link that we need to set up. Which we're going to set it up just right. We don't have stone dust. We are going to have to move something to go to be able to access this. So I'm going to check. Do I have a stone dust? I do, right there. So we can go ahead, put that back. I believe we actually might have some stone dust in there. We don't. Okay. Let's set up our ender fluid link first. So we need our drilling fluid. So I started going up from zeros. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2. We'll do that one. Make sure that's nothing. And then we will go drilling fluid. Ooh, add the space in the right spot and check. And then we will import. Looks like we got the full amount that can actually be imported there right now. We actually should have a bunch of creosote in here that I've been concocting up to be able to do some more. But we do need to get ourselves some more drawers. There's our thing there. Let's look up the miner. It should be done. Yep, we got our miner. You need some drawers. So we're going to need one for soapstone and one for talc. We'll put the talc one down for now. Just so that we can go put that in our system and let it be able to automatically pull out when it needs to. One of those has something in it. Oh, I guess I forgot that I had the stone dust too, so we're good. We need the talc there. The stone dust can go there. And then we just need ourselves the key to lock them so that it doesn't ever fill up with something we do not want. Now, I have the rest of the parts because it's all basic solid machine frame stuff that we need other than the actual block itself. I have a drum, which I'm going to have to bring over some of the fuel source to begin with, and then we'll worry about getting some more of the fluid links later. But let's look up... Just do the nitrobenzene, to be honest, because I got so much of that. Does it not recognize? I guess it's not recognizing that I have it. Thought I had it on a storage bus. Oh, it's not been changed up here. That's why. Benzene. Or benzene. Damn. Alright. So now we can take this, and I think the first order of business, we need to get more copper really bad. We are really low on this stuff. So let's get over to that copper vein over there. See what we can do about this. Directly down is somewhere right here. Let's get our chainsaw out and get this tree out of the way so we can see a little bit better. Okay. Now this machine is very similar to the drill pump. We're going to place that in the center. We need a output bus, input hatch. Oh, that goes input hatch. We need a casing We're going to need our 2 energy inputs. And then 1, 2, 3. I think it's 1, 2, 3. Just like that. Okay. And quite literally the exact same thing. And it immediately transforms just like we needed it to. Okay. Now, we will have to go ahead and break this out so we can actually see what we're doing. We're going to have to put some wires down. So where is our... Got ourselves the HV wires. We really can just wire it up like this, because this will work just fine. 1, 2. Okay, quit climbing, quit climbing. It's kind of crazy that it does that for you. I do like the scaffolding kind of stuff, but when you've got flying, it starts to feel useless and more annoying. Just got to wrench this the right way. And then pipes, so that everything can get fuel. I know this is stuff that you've seen before plenty, as you got to do this every single time you set up a new machine, but it might as well be worth it to make sure we got it working right. But now, with that, we have it idling, as we just need to add in our drilling fluid. There we go. Look at that. It's already full up of a bunch of stuff. Now we're going to grab ourselves this aluminum crate so it can dump out into another crate. I did want to check this really quick. So yeah, we are over that copper vein there. The thing that does kind of suck is we are going to end up having a lot of our platinum group stuff go out to waste. I might have to get on separating some stuff out really quick. So let's go ahead and see what we've got. I know I wrote down a list. So we've got chalcopyrite and tetrahedrite, which I believe are both going to be ones that we're going to be finding in the copper veins. So let's just double check that. Copper for dust through processing this, and that is found in a copper vein. So we'll have the tetrahedrite. Nope. Of the pyrite. Doesn't look like that's part of it, but the chalcopyrite is a part of that. Now, the other question is, I thought pyrite was somehow... It looks like not pyrite, which is fine. But look at that. That is a massive area. A 49 by 49 area. And you can enable Silk Touch and Chunk Mode. I don't know how those work. What you've got to do for those yet. There is that setup so far. And it looks like it does produce the macerated outputs, so that's actually something quite nice to see. So you'll get the aluminum from some of your stuff, the lithium. Now, we are going to actually probably have to figure out if we can make... Let's look up washer. What does it take to get... Is there a bigger ore washer? Oh, there is. So we have to get the IV before we can do a bigger ore washer. So we're probably going to have to set up a couple more ore washers to actually be able to handle the output that this thing has. But let's get something set up to pull out as much as we can. Small dust. A conveyor. So let's wrench all of these things off. I do want to pick this up and replace it with a small wooden crate, as we do have better valuable things we can use this thing for. We do still want the small dust there. We'll still take that thing right there. Wrench this back into place. Now for the platinum group, we do need to pull out that second group of stuff. So let's go ahead and grab what we're gonna need of that and make sure it goes right into here. We do need a filter first. So let me go grab that filter I think I still have in here. I don't. So let's grab the one that we need. So there are 6 ores that go into your platinum group. You have bornite, sheldonite, pentlanite, chalcopyrite, tetrahedrite, and chalcoite. Okay. And so each one of those you have to intercept at the same stage as this thing here. So if you look at your platinum group, right here, the recipes for it either are all of the purified ones. So that's something that's important. So we can go like this. We can do recipes. Grab the next one, recipes. Grab the next one. And just go through. We've got bornite. We need that one. We need that one. And then we need that one. And just to line them up all nicely for us, we'll go ahead and reorient that. And just make it so that any of our stuff coming back will be set up into this. And one of the nice things, actually, is that after this, I will no longer have to worry about... Oh, is that what I wanted at? No, that's not where I wanted it. That'll actually struggle. So one thing I did find out previously, I think I kind of mentioned it. I might have forgot about it. That setup that I had where it wasn't working, and I'll show it to you. This setup over here, where it wasn't filtering out, was because it was pumping out of here straight into this pipe. I, for some reason, was not recognizing this filter, as I have this bronze crate over here with the filter to pull out the scheelite and the tungstate, and it works just fine there. But now that I have this thing up and running, I can actually remove this stuff and replace it with more ore washers, which is exactly what I'll do after this. And then I will just have to set up a way to get the ore washer with more of the distilled fluid, probably just using the ender ducts. But that will allow me to pull off to the side everything that I don't want to lose out on. Now we can set up the ender item link as well. Where did the machine go? Oh, there it is. This is why we put waypoints down, guys. Minor. I think, yeah. Gone for seconds. Seconds, and it's already chocked full of tons of goodies. And it looks like it's just ripped through all of what we have down here, because you can already see there's pockets where there is nothing left, not a single ore left in that vein. So that's kind of crazy. Now, one of the things that's kind of funny about me doing this, and I just remembered now, I have actually run out of the stuff to be able to produce more Enderlinks. So that is one thing. It is a minor problem. But if I switch that around, we should see stuff starts to dump out, getting transported over immediately. And we will actually probably still dump this stone dust. So we'll have to go back, take a look at some stuff, dump the stone dust. At least excess stone dust. I will probably figure that out. There's a, let's see what the upgrade is. We can actually make that probably upgrade. So there is a void upgrade in here somewhere. For stone. There it is. So destroys excess items. So yeah, that's actually super easy to get. If we just get 8 obsidian plates with an upgrade, get one of those crafted up, and we'll get some obsidian. I don't have any there, but I should have some over here. Yes. Did I put it in the compressor? I actually don't know what I did with the obsidian dust. I hope it doesn't, oh no. Don't tell me I probably did that to it. There's a bunch of free obsidian I just got rid of. Is it still in here? Something tells me I still have it somewhere. I just don't know where to look. There's some. We just need 12 of it, so that's fine. We'll just do 1, 2, 3, 4. Put those over. And the plate is just made with the compressor, so... I swear that I had more somewhere. Move that over here by the compressor. But so one of the things that is nice, we have massive amounts of rutile. And I mean massive amounts of rutile that are going in right now. So it's pretty exciting to see stuff like that. There's 4. Like it's awesome to see stuff like this because I don't remember doing the sludge group stuffs in the previous series. I'll have to go back and watch some of those and see, like, did I actually do the slurry groups? Because I don't think I did. I think setups like this just got completely skipped over because I was too much of like I really didn't want to do any of this. I was worried about how much of a pain in the butt it was going to be. And now that we look over here, look at that. Full. Already so full that we don't have any more space for any of this stuff. That is insane how quickly that is full. So yeah, we're just going to need to get some... We're going to need to get up a whole bunch of ore washers. And it looks like an ore washer does take a full thing. So that kind of sucks as we're going to lose this capacity here. But... I mean, it's fine, because those ore washers are basically going to just dump stuff into chests, so... Some of this stuff will be slower, because the thermal centrifuge will just be slower, as well as the macerator, if we end up having all the stuff that doesn't go straight through there. But our machine's got to get through this stuff first, before we can even really fathom getting through any of that other stuff. So... let's go check up on our thing. Oh, that's right. I've also got that I gotta keep running. Just trying to run that. And I know it's not the most efficient way to get lazurite, but we need more stuff for plates. For fluid filters, so I figured just get it processed. I needed that chest cleared out. This thing, they were still stuck in this thing, and I wanted this cleared out to see how quickly we could run it through the system. And quite clearly, wouldn't have mattered if we only had like another 2 stacks of those in there. It was, you know, done and gone. Done and filled way earlier than I expected. I don't know how much you guys have played with these kind of things and might have already known how much quicker that would actually go through than I expected. But look at that. That's what I was looking for. Lots of these plates. Should be done with those, and we can just come in, grab our upgrade, and slap it on. I think we should do 1 diamond upgrade as well, just so that like we have a back supply of dust material that we're not stressed about losing. Because if we have that much is a little bit, but if we end up needing more, it can drain pretty quickly. Should have most of this stuff up. I think we're just waiting for chromium rods. Nope, those are available. We're waiting for steel rods. And done. So let's go downstairs. We'll apply ourselves a diamond upgrade and a void upgrade. So now if it gets the excess of 8,192 items, it will void anything else. Which, the great thing is, that means I could start consolidating these. Not having to build more. There we go. I'll have to do that over some time while I'm not on camera anymore. But this is I just find this insane. This is not something I was expecting, especially seeing things like the distillation towers be pretty slow. I was not expecting it to just slam through that much ore that quickly. Oh, we had some space there it decided to run. I don't know what it's even running and mining here. It's completely empty. Okay, because it's all inside the stuff. So we're good there. We don't need to worry about this part anymore. But I need to get through some copper stuff because, like I showed you, we're almost out of copper. So I'm hoping to get this the rest of the way set up off camera so that I can have this automatically get processed once it goes through. And then I can be able to come out, pick this stuff up, and drop it off somewhere else anytime that I need some more. Well, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!